Welcome to the FamZoo Quick Tour. If you're not familiar with FamZoo and our mission, I encourage you to watch our brief introduction video first. Now, let's take a tour of FamZoo through the eyes of a typical family. We'll be signing in as a Smith family. John and Maria Smith have 3 children, Sarah, 16, Jake, 12, and Benny, 7. They all sign into FamZoo using the family name Smith. Each one has their own member name and password. We're going to start by signing in as the father, John. John types his password and clicks Sign In. John sees his FamZoo homepage. The tabs across the top show the main areas within FamZoo. The Help Me section along the right lists the common tasks for this area. I've clicked on the one for adding a family member. FamZoo guides me through the task with prompts and help information along the way. I'll click Cancel to return to the homepage. Below the tabs, John sees a to-do list that appears from time to time. In this case, it is suggesting that we enter a value statement for the Smith family. Clicking on the to-do link takes him to an edit form. He enters a summary of his family's most important values, along with a picture, and clicks Save. Back on the home page, the to-do list is gone, and the new Smith family statement appears near the top. Education is a core Smith value, and this will be evident as we see how John and Maria have personalized their family bank. Below, John sees a list of his children's accounts. The actions that he can take on each account appear as icons in the table. In keeping with their education focus, John and Maria created college savings accounts for each child. They also established separate clothing and car savings accounts for Sarah, their teenage daughter in high school. John clicks on the edit icon next to Sarah's college savings account to review its settings. On the account form, John can modify settings like name, interest details, and description. John clicks Cancel to return to the homepage. Scrolling down further, John can see a summary of the allowances that he and Maria have set up for their children and how they have split them between different accounts. Each general allowance feeds a significant percentage into college savings. The rest is split between general spending, charitable giving, and in Sarah's case, saving for a car. After working out a budget with Sarah, John and Maria also set up a dedicated annual clothing allowance that goes into a separate account for clothing purchases only. A typical teenager, Sarah is increasingly asking to go on dinner and movie outings with friends. To establish some reasonable limits, John and Maria set up an additional entertainment allowance of $10 per week for Sarah that goes into her general spending account. This way, if Sarah chooses, she can skip the entertainment from time to time and save the extra money for other things. Returning to the home page, John clicks on the Family tab to see a list of the Smith family members and review their settings. He can see when they last signed in and the set of actions he can take for each. As a parent, John can edit their member settings like sign-in name, password, email address, and cell phone number. John returns to his home page and clicks on the transaction register icon next to Jake's general spending account. John can see a list of all the credits and debits to Jake's account. They appear from newest to oldest with a running balance in the rightmost column. Notice that most of the entries, weekly allowances, weekly interest, and recurring subscription fees for things like online games, are automatically handled by FamZoo. The data entry on John and Maria's part is very minimal. They can even hand over debit authority when Jake is ready so he can record his own spending. John and Maria can still keep an eye on things by just quickly reviewing the transactions in the activity summary email that FamZoo sends out each week. Now, let's take a look at a typical spending scenario. John clicks the Sign Out link. Let's sign back in as Sarah, the teenage daughter. Notice that Sarah's homepage just shows her own accounts and allowances, and she has fewer actions available. Sarah wants to go to dinner and a movie with her friends. She thinks it will cost about $15. She can see from the balance in her general spending account that she has enough to cover it. Glancing down the page, though, she's reminded that she's been wanting to purchase an iPhone and is only about 20% of the way there. She clicks on the link on the goal to see how long it will take. This brings up the Savings Planner tool. Sarah sees that it will take over 6 months at this rate, and that is only if she saves all of her allowance money. What if she saves half of her entertainment allowance each week and makes $10 a week extra from babysitting around the neighborhood? She clicks Recalculate. That brings it in by over a month. Sarah decides that going out for a Jamba Juice with her friends will do for this week. She signs out and goes to ask her mom, Maria, for $5 in cash instead of $15. After handing Sarah a $5, Maria signs into FamZoo. As a parent, Maria can see all of the accounts just like John can. Maria locates Sarah's general spending account. She clicks on the debit icon next to it. This brings up the debit form. Maria fills in Jamba Juice with friends and $5. She clicks the debit button. Sarah's new general spending balance is reflected in the home page accounts list. A little later, Maria is going through the phone bill. She notices that it's on the high side. Looks like Sarah's been going overboard on text messaging. Sarah and her parents had agreed when she got the phone that she would cover any overage charges outside the normal family plan. As agreed, Maria holds Sarah accountable for exceeding her limits by debiting the overage charge from Sarah's general spending account. Unfortunately, that's going to hurt that iPhone goal. To let Sarah know right away, Maria clicks on the Family tab. She clicks on the mobile phone icon next to Sarah's name. Maria dashes off a quick message to Sarah and clicks Send. Sarah's unintended purchase is really going to set back her iPhone savings progress. Maria suspects moderation will come quickly. Now Jake stops by to announce that he has now accumulated over $50 in his charitable account. His middle school class has been reading about infectious diseases and the fact that malaria kills over 1 million people a year. Jake wants to help with the money he has saved and asks Maria to visit a website he learned about called Nothing But Nets. He asks his mom to donate $50 online on his behalf. Maria clicks on the donate form. Maria fills in her credit card information and makes a donation. Maria then locates Jake's charitable giving account and clicks on the debit icon. Maria fills in Nothing But Nets donation and $50 and clicks on the debit button. Jake and Maria both feel good, and Maria signs out. Last but not least, little Benny wanders by. He reminds Maria about what happened at Target today. Benny had begged for a Transformer toy while they had been shopping today. Maria had said that he could buy it for himself, but reminded Benny that he did not have enough money to afford it yet. She had promised to show him how he could figure out how long it would take to save the money and see his progress along the way. Benny enters his name and password and signs into FamZoo. Benny sees that he has $12.93 in his general spending account, not enough for a $19.99 Transformer toy. Maria tells him to click the link to create a savings goal. The savings goal form comes up. Benny fills in Transformer toy for name and $19.99 for amount, and he sets the account to general spending. Benny clicks Create. Benny smiles as he sees that he's over half of the way there. He clicks on the progress link. This brings up the savings planner. The planner shows that if Benny saves all of his allowance, he'll be able to afford the Transformer toy in 3 weeks. Maria also points out how the compound interest helps his savings grow each week. Benny learns that patience is a virtue, particularly when it comes to saving. We've now seen how the Smith family customizes and uses FamZoo to teach, learn, and practice financially and socially responsible habits that are consistent with their own family values. I hope you choose to use FamZoo to do the same for your family. Thank you for watching.